Social, bring the heat, oh yeah. I'm back. I'm finally back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back in a different way though. You know what I'm saying? Social kid, social beats. You already know the whole routine, all the names. As long as it starts with social, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But look, I know y'all used to seeing me in front of a camera, you know, like I am now. I guess that really didn't make any sense. But in, you know, doing the music video and all that, that's what I was doing before. And I'm still doing my music and all that, but I decided to switch it up a little bit and do something different, you know what I mean? Offer something to you guys that I haven't offered before. Hopefully this will give you an opportunity to see my work style and how I produce and all that. And I just wanted it to be a learning experience for everybody. If y'all have insight or pointers or anything like that, I want y'all to help me and I want to help y'all as well. Just to give you a little background real quick, I started off with Mixcraft, man. I started off with the free version. I hated it. Not a bad software, don't go against me, but it was free. And I couldn't do anything on there. I couldn't control what I was doing. Effects, nothing, sounds. Back then, when I was 11 years old, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have access to Splice, all the tools that we got now, Dripcord and Who Sampled and YouTube and all that. Nah, we ain't had none of it. Well, you had it, some of it, but I didn't have access to it. So, or I was too young to know about it, you know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of just work with what I had. So I went from there to FL Studios, had to do the free version because I was too young to afford it. Went to FL Studios like 13, 14, couldn't afford it. Couldn't do that. I had, my dad was a musician, you know what I'm saying? He was a musician all his life, but he had more analog stuff, you know, more hardware and all that extra stuff that you know what I'm saying? At the time, I just didn't want to learn. I was too young, didn't care. It was easy to hop on a computer. So I you know, so I was just thugging it out, you know what I'm saying? I just rocked it out. Now, for anybody that knows FL Studios, when you got a free version, you can't save it. You save it, you can save it. I'm sorry. But good luck opening back up and your files being there. Cause I had plenty of times overnight I had to leave my computer up. I had to get up and make sure my computer would not shut down. So that way I could get up the next day and start working on that same beat. Now that my friend, bruh, oh my gosh, that's dedication right there. I know some of y'all have had incidents and things like that, but I mean incidents where the whole song just closed out and you like, bruh, what the hell just happened? You know what I'm saying? But look, it's a laughing matter. You live and you learn. So now I'm at the point I went from there to Cakewalk. For any of those who use it or know about it, yeah, I'm super sad they kind of shut down. I mean, they're still doing their small things, softwares and stuff, but they're not as great at the time when we were first like introduced to them. And so I kind of had to force myself to switch back over to FL Studios. Now I was on Cakewalk for 8 years, man, 8 years. And it was so hard for me to switch over. My brother actually surprised me with FL Studios. I wanted it, just never really wanted to take the time to learn. So he surprised me with it before I even got the chance to consider buying it or whatnot. And I let it sit on the shelf, you know what I'm saying? Like this, you know what I mean? Like 2 hours later, and then like a year later, and then like 2 years later, and it just kept going and going. I was like, yo, this software is sitting right here, why am I using it? So I downloaded it. In the process, me and Matthew, my twin brother, we were building our own computers, brand new computers, desktops, you know, memories, everything. So we had to make sure I had everything that we needed, so that way we could kind of rebuild or whatnot. And so I put that on here, put all the softwares, VSTs, all that stuff that I needed, and just never used it, man. And so it was up until about the past month with everything going on, you know what I'm saying? I was like, why not? Hell, you know what I mean? Let me just look at it, let me work with it, let me see what I can do. I was getting frustrated at first because I'm so used to hopping on Cakewalk and just doing what I gotta do. Well, I learned my lesson, man. Practice makes perfect, and I would preach that to anybody and everybody. 2-3 weeks later, man, I'm writing songs like I used to. And when I say I used to, I mean like 30 minutes, man, you know, an hour. Sometimes they're longer because I'm a very particular person. I like perfection. Sorry about that, guys, but I like perfection. You know what I'm saying? I like perfection as much as possible. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, but I take my time, just make sure everything is right as it can be. And with that being said, man, you know, I just try to work, just put in the effort, work, search, experiment. So I tell you this, before we kind of go in depth about this particular beat and kind of move forward with how I produced it and whatnot, just kind of showing you some small things. I'm gonna tell you the biggest key to the trade that I've learned when producing, not success and getting out. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say success, but mainly producing. You know what I'm saying? Arranging, composition, or something of that nature. experimenting, man. Experimenting. A lot of the things that I've written, they come from just experimenting, putting this effect on it, because I don't know how it's gonna sound, and I'm like, yo, that's dope after, or offsetting a pattern that I had of a hi-hat, and I'm like, yo, damn, that's nice, you know what I'm saying? So it really just all depends, and experiment. I'll preach that all the time. You can ask my twin brother, I tell him all the time. When he gets frustrated, yo, just experiment, man. Just try different things. So, nevertheless, I'm not gonna talk y'all ears off. You already know it's Social Kid, Social Beats, all that. You already know. Let's dive right in. If you're a fan of Lucci, cool. If you're not, cool. I don't really care. If you think it sounds like somebody else, please leave it in the comments. Let me know. Send me a DM. I mean, we can have a whole discussion about it if you want. It doesn't matter to me. The point is, I just want to get y'all some good music, and I want to help y'all to become inspired, and I want to help you guys to grow as well as myself. And if I can share or help with anything that you've been struggling with, that's what I'm here to do. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the ropes, things that I work with, how I produce, and just kind of go from there, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave it at that. Again, if you think it sounds like somebody else, leave it, you know what I'm saying? Or you can let me know. It doesn't matter. But R&B, pop, hip hop, rap, I mean whatever, you name it. I'm a DJ and an entertainer. Me and my brother, I totally like fumbled over that word. I made it say entertainer. I don't even know what I said. I mean, if you want to be honest with you, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I work at night, you know, that's just how I am. So anyway, with that being said, I'm a DJ and an entertainer, so I listen to all styles of music. So we're gonna cover everything. I'm gonna try to write as much as I can. That helps me to be diverse, helps me to show you guys what I'm capable of doing, and that's just my job. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the streets, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and let you know what's up, and we're gonna dive right in, alright, yeah? Oh, I see you on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. Alright, yeah, so we are back in business. Alright, y'all, so as you can see, this is a project right here. What you see is everything. Let me scroll down for you so you can kind of see it all. This is everything. Everybody has different process in writing music. I tend to start with, you know, whatever I can find, some sort of inspiration, some sort of idea, and I happen to find some MIDI notes from Drip Chord. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but they have some dope stuff on there. They don't keep up to date like every other place, like Splice and whatnot. They're kind of behind on certain things, but if you kind of go back in their storage and kind of see what other files and music and stuff they have some dope stuff on there. So I was happy. I was pretty happy, like pretty content to find this. Kind of tweaked it a little bit, added certain things to it. I just kind of took it and ran with it, man. I was like, I'm gonna create something with this because it's pretty dope. So let me play it for you real quick, just to sound. I know you heard it at the beginning, but I'm gonna play it just by itself. Here we go. Alright, so that was it by itself. All I took was the MIDI notes, and I just put my own sound on top of it. You just take MIDI notes. I exported it, so that's why it looks like a WAV file right now. But I just took MIDI notes. I think I use part of Context, one of their sounds. Also, if you don't use them, they have some really dope stuff, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cause I actually took that, and I was like, it's missing something. So I took this pattern right here. Let me go in a little bit. Alright, so you hear that? I fell in love with that. I don't know who else just finds that just so heavenly and just I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. But I just listened to it and I was like, yo, that's oh my gosh, that right there, that's dope. I was like, that just kind of feels it. So I'm gonna show you both of them together. Side note, before I show you that, so if you go right here, let's see, I use Contact and I use Kinetic Toys. And I don't know if you guys have it, but it is pretty awesome. This isn't the only song that I've used it in. I've actually used it in a couple different songs. But it's pretty awesome, man. It has like a lot of different sounds on there. So my computer's acting up just for a slight second. So let me play both of these together so you can kind of get an ear for it. So here you go. All right, so when you heard that, it was kind of like it sounds fuller. It sounds much fuller than what it was. So I take this and then I kind of build on top of that. So typically for me, what's next is drums. It's different for everybody. So I took drums, just a simple kick. I was like, I wanted a deep kick. I know I did want that, like something deep, and I wanted something kind of heavy, something that was just kind of gonna fill in that empty space of the low end outside of like the sub and whatnot. So here you go. That's it right there, man. And once I heard that, I was like, it's done. You know, I should have quit right there, but it would have been incomplete. So I was like, let me add a little bit more. Let me add my sauce to it, you know what I'm saying? My flavor to it. So I took that. I was like, let me add some claps to it, right? So here we go. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right. It's just better, you know what I'm saying? So add a little spice to it, you know what I'm saying? So then we add that drizzle, you know what I'm saying? That drizzle on top of it, you know what I mean? So we add them hi-hats on top of it, and here we go. Boy, that's something else right there. Alright, so before we go on to the next line, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. Experiment. As I said it plenty of times before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. And the reason why is because you guys are probably gonna be like, "Oh, that's silly. It's stupid. You know, it's no big deal." Nah, let me tell you why. Because this next line, pattern 5, is a open hi-hat. I originally meant to bring it right here where the line is, down on the the first beat. But I was like, cool. I loaded it in here. It went over by mistake, and I was like, let me listen to it anyway. So here we go. Open hi-hat, like I said. Alright, so that was it. Nothing more. And it's off just a little bit, just very, very little. But it adds something. It adds something to it. So I was like, cool, let's roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I go back in, I know I said I'm a perfectionist like plenty of times, but that doesn't have to be perfect. It's something different. So we're going to go back up to track 4 real quick, because I did skip over this, unfortunately. So here it is. It's just the same as track 1. Alright, cool. So it's just the same as track 1, but it may sound a little bit slower. So what I did here is I actually let's go to our mixer, and I'm going to this track because if I can find it, as you can see, I have a bad habit with naming stuff. I'm already tell you that. But it's all good. I actually think I deleted it because it was right here. But I had used Gross Beats. So for those who don't know, it's Gross Beats. It's pretty awesome. They have a lot of different options, a lot of different presets. I always mess with those, randomized, just different things, man. They have really like a good handful of stuff you can mess with. But I went to this one, and then I went to half speed. So you can do it that way, or if you don't have Gross Beats or don't want to buy it or whatever, however you feel. I did it and I had exported the file, so that's why it's no longer in there. It makes sense now. It's all, the light just flipped on. But if you don't want to, let's say this is your main sample, you go here, turn the pitch down, and turn the thumb down, and that's bada bing, bada boom. You might have to adjust it a little bit because it's not always gonna work out how you want to. I'll show you that on a different video. So, but I did it Gross Beats. It was easier. I'm the kind of guy, and you'll learn as we kind of do these videos and whatnot, where I just kind of like to just dive in, and I just like to get it done. You know what I'm saying? You can spend all this time using all these different things, but why not make it easier on yourself? I mean, if you think you're ahead of the game by making it hard, cool. You know what I mean? Look, that's all up to you. But I like to be as easy as possible. Just no stress, easy, get it done. That's how we manage. So, alright, so we got that. We're all the way down to track 7, I believe. So I'm going to play this for you just so you can hear just how this together. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to stop for a second. So those who might want to argue, or if you don't care, or if you don't know. So my opinion is it sounds like Lucci, bruh. Like, I mess with Lucci, you know what I'm saying? I definitely vibe with his music. To me, it's like, already it kind of has that Lucci vibe. There's plenty of other artists now. Like I said, I want y'all to comment below if you think differently, alright? But just want to throw that out there. So, next is the banger, man. Next is the sub, bruh. Next is the party banger. Like, this is what everybody wants to hear. When you go to the club, you don't care about nothing, bruh. You don't care about nothing. You just want to hear the sub. I know me. I be wanting to vibe with the sub, you know what I'm saying? So, like, here. I'm gonna show you. Let it speak for itself. Alright, so that's the next thing. Diverse. Be diverse. You know what I'm saying? So, as you can see right here, let me highlight it for you so you can really see it. These two are just a copy. It's nothing but just these measures, you know, just one. All right, so I copied it, and then I did something different for the verse. So this is what I would consider to be the verse. I highlight it so you can see this section right here. So I started off again. Everybody does theirs differently. But I have an intro, as you can see right here. I forgot a little bit, but that's all right. I think you kind of get the point. And then I have kind of another intro right here, which can be used as a verse or intro to a verse or pre-chorus or however you want to use it. Cool. You make it your own. And then after that, again, we got a verse. I mean, it just goes on from there. You can really build the song however you want to, man. I mean, to be honest with you, breaks and all that, you just build it how you want to. So we're not going to go too in depth with that because I think you got that down pat. But nevertheless, so the next track is track 9. This is the most important track. And any producer, bro, any producer will guarantee you this. This is the most important track. I don't care. Especially when you're dealing with business, it's the most important track. So play it by itself. Social brain that heat for you. Alright, so it's social brain that heat for you, alright? Most important thing. Whenever you're a producer, for those who don't know, which I'm sure most of you guys do know, you're a producer, man, tag your beats. I didn't do it always before. I just recently started, to be honest with you. I didn't really think about it. You know, I wasn't really advertising my beats and I wasn't really advertising certain things. By the way, side note, if you see me looking this way, I ain't gonna lie, there's cartoons over here, man. I always watch Tom and Jerry while I'm producing, man. Just kind of get me in that vibe, you know what I mean? Just call me crazy, man, but Tom and Jerry, that's for sure a classic, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, man, tags, man, tag your beats. I don't care if it's your mama saying it, you saying it, your kids saying it, your girl saying it for your fellas, or you know what I'm saying, if you're a girl producer, your fellas saying it for you, or whatever, you know, whoever, your friend, your best friend, your other lover, I don't care what you got going on, you know what I'm saying, but get somebody to tag it for you. Matter of fact, you can ask Siri to tag it for you. I'm sure she'll say your name for you, so just get somebody to tag it for you. It's important, you know what I'm saying, and make it known, make it loud in the beat. So here I want to show you this just so you can hear it. I'm actually gonna turn it up just a little bit. Alright, so again, I'm gonna play it one more time. Alright, so there you go. It's in there. It has to be nothing special, because if somebody buys a license to it, you're probably gonna take it down anyway. I mean, you might leave one in there and you're gonna take the rest out. So nevertheless, you're gonna get rid of whatever. So but that's that. So next, all this stuff down here, and let me highlight it for you so you can see it. All this right here in red is just extra stuff. Really, it's just small, intricate, like small things that I was like, this is gonna make the song. So I'm gonna show you this. This is experimenting. I got this sound from Splice, by the way. But I just went in here just to show you. I kind of corrected the pitch just a little bit, bring it down. This is the name if you want to use it. It's dope. It's clean. I don't really know what it is, but here. So I guess it's a bell. I guess a bell would be right. Kind of sounds like a triangle. Then again, it sounds like mixed with a hi-hat. So I don't know. Don't really care. But it was a good sound either way. So I was like, cool, let me add it. So let me play this with it. Alright, cool. So I'm going to stop that. Again, that sound, you already heard it partially, is a transition, man. Transitions are an easy way to bridge into another section of the song. So you can use any kind of transition. So I'll play this one for you. I got this from Splice as well. As you can see, I edited the time just a little bit. These kind of things, I leave the volume super, super low. I don't want it to stand out too much, but I do want it to be in there to kind of blend everything together. So here we go. Easy as that, bruh. Easy as that. So that, and then I got one more transition right here. Easy as that. Just a little win for you, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something, something. Then I got another one down here. This I used at the beginning, kind of transition. Again, if you, let's see, let me zoom in for you so you can see it in depth. So as you can see right here, I just chopped this up, chopped that bad boy up. I chopped all these other ones up, just chop them up, chop them up. Create something different. So here you go. Alright, so it sounds like it's rising, and then at the very end, just kind of fades out. So nothing too special about that. Let me show you that with all the rest of the sound so you can hear it chopped up. Chopping is just an easy thing to do, man. If you wanna add literally something different to it, you do it with your hi-hats, kick, your subs, this filter, transition effect, the other sound I did it with my synth. Do it with anything. It's easy to do. I know y'all probably know about this, but I mean, I'm only saying this because I know there are some people out there that are still learning. So, you know, here you go. Let me play it out, actually. Let me go back and undo it. Here we go. And then it was just all blended together, just all sounded perfect. It sounded good. So let's move on. Here we go. Our next track is gonna be one more transition. I used a hell of a lot of transitions, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I used a lot. But here you go. Let me play this for you. Simple. Simple. Just add a delay to it. So for those who don't know, I'm just gonna cover basic stuff. Just for those who aren't too sure about how you add delay and how you do all those extra things, you know, when adding effects, it's super, super easy. So you go to your clack. I just said clack. I totally meant to say track. Well, yeah, let's back up. Let's reverse for a second, all right? So, yeah, you click your track, and you take your track, and then you add whatever effects you want to it. So, as you can see, right here, I got delay. I just went in here. Let's go to slide. You got your delays right here. If you got other plugins, you got more plugins, but nevertheless, I just click delay. I click that. Let's see, go right here and mess with your presets, man. I chose ping pong, that's usually my go-to for anything, voices, stuff like that. It just helps things to sound a lot more wide. You can change the cutoff, stereo. I mean, you can change all that if you want. I just keep it simple, man. If I like it, you know, tweak these little knobs just a little bit and be like, okay, cool, sounds good to me. And I just kind of roll with it, man. I turn the wetness down just a little bit, might mess with the tone, might make it, you know, mess with the dry levels and all that, you know, just mess with it, see what you like. So I did that, and then the very last thing I did with transitions, here we go. I actually heard this. I heard this on Splice, and I was like, yo, that's dope. It's a car driving by, man. Who would have known to put this in the song? But it's different. It's unique. So let me play it all together for you. Just this one part. All right, here we go. So I was like, yo, that's dope. That's different. You know, I would have never thought to put something like that in there. So that's another thing. I'm going to give you guys a challenge. When you hear certain sounds, whether it's a can, a bottle breaking, a car driving by, a click on the keyboard. I mean, I'm sure you can make a beat out of anything. Anybody can. So take these different things and just try them. I heard that sound on Splice. I was like, cool, I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to throw it in there. I did, as you can see, slow it down just a little bit, the pitch. Well, I brought the pitch down, I should say, just to kind of make it match with the tone of the whole track itself. And then next I added this. So here we go. So it all kind of sounds washed together. So let me show you what I did. It's just a pad. Oopsie. It's just a pad. I did not mean to do that. All right, it's just a pad. It's just all the notes right there. And then it is on, let's see, it's on channel 8. So I just went to channel 8. Here we go. And I added some effects. Duh, you know what I'm saying? I had to add something in there, you know what I'm saying? Look, bro, I ain't gonna keep nothing dry. So I'm finna add something in there. So I just added LFX. I don't know if y'all use LFX or any of Ravity's stuff, but LFX is awesome. I actually got this for free. Shh, got it for free. And I've been using this for, man, 10 years now, something like that. But now, like, it has a lot of good presets. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and give you my kind of recipe. Vintage chords, vintage keys. That's my go-to. And AM radio. That's my go-to. You can download it if you want. Play around with it. I ain't gonna show you too much, but they got all these things in here. You can add extra stuff. It's cool. I don't really know the price. I still got it for free. Not even gonna lie. But it's cool. It works. Like, it gets the job done. And then Fruity Filter. Again, adding it from here, your filters right here, cool, put that in there. I literally did this to get exactly what I need. I'm gonna show you right here, presets, and I pressed tiny speaker, and I was like, cool, sounds good to me. Added that. I chair is making so much noise, oh my gosh. But anyway, we're back in business. So I'm just gonna kind of show you everything one more time. Again, that synth, let me play it for you one more time because I don't know what got cut off and what did. So here we go. So it sounds terrible by itself, just to be honest. But let me play with everything. It fits in, I promise. It'll work. Alright, so that's it. That's everything. There's nothing else. With that particular synth, again, I use Flex. For those who don't know, Flex is with FL Studios. It's right here. They got plenty of good stuff. I'll give you kind of a sneak peek if you haven't messed with it. They got plenty of good stuff over here, all that good stuff. But we don't need it, so we're gonna delete it. And we're gonna get rid of it. And we're gonna go back here, and this is everything, bro. The last thing I'm gonna show you is for the bridge. So I usually like to tone it down for the bridge. So let me play this real quick. And then we build up just a little bit, just a little bit. And then the chorus comes in, and that's it. It's a banger from there. Man, honestly, this song really took me, like the structure of the song probably took me maybe 45 minutes max, and that's because I was so particular about certain sounds that I wanted in there. But it's so simple, man. You can do it. You know, at the end of the day, it took me some time to learn this. Everybody's spending time at home in a quarantine, you know, period of time. You know, I don't even know what to say. I mean, literally, I wasn't feeling good at the beginning of March. Luckily, I was good. Came out, you know, healthy as ever. Good, you know. I'm straight now. I've been in the home. You know, I've been at home. I've been chilling, and yeah. I know we're all ready to get out of the house, but I'm gonna tell you something. This whole period of time, use this to your advantage. To do the things like I'm doing right now, taking the time to learn the software, doing the things that we don't necessarily make time for during the day. And I know I might have stumbled over my words just a few times. I go ahead and tell you, it is like 2:30 in the morning right now, but I tend to work at night. I mean, that's just how I am. I work at night. So I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this video. Again, I didn't go too in depth with everything, but I just really kind of want to give you a sneak peek of what I was working on. And this beat will be for sure as long as nobody hops on it, you know, ASAP, you know what I mean? But just if you love it, let me know. Send me a DM, copy me on anything on Instagram or social media. Just let me know. All those tags, all the information you need to know is in the bio. And for Instagram, it is in my bio as well. So if you need anything, just please let me know. I will have these available on a storefront. It'll actually be in various locations, but you'll be able to get it if you want it. So I have plenty more coming. R&B, pop, hip hop. Let me know if you want to hear something. Like if there's an artist that you want to hear, like Chris Brown or SZA or I don't know, whoever, Drake, whatever. If you want to hear a certain type beat, let me know. I'm gonna try to see what I can cook up. It'll be a challenge for me. Also, I'm gonna give this to all of you musicians and all of you artists who are out there right now at this given moment and who are working on music. If you're watching this, do this challenge with me, bruh. Do this with me. 90-day challenge. So I didn't officially start yet. We're gonna start in the next video because again, it's 2:30 in the morning. I don't think anybody's thinking about that. But we're gonna start this beat challenge where it's a 90-day beat challenge. And you don't have to show all your videos. You don't have to show all of your music that you work on. But just have it as a challenge for yourself. Now, I'm obviously gonna showcase certain things that I'm working on. And I'm gonna let you know what I'm working on and get your opinions and all that, you know, back and forth. But do it for yourself, you know, like push yourself to work harder than you ever worked before. And that's what it's all about. And so we finna get working. I ain't gonna stay on here because I got work to do. I'm probably gonna be up to like 4 in the morning. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But you know, I'm gonna cook up this beat, finish it out, get it done, get it uploaded somewhere so y'all can check it out, alright? I appreciate y'all. Look, be sure to subscribe. Pass this on to anybody you know who's trying to get a little, you know, insight on how Yfn Studios is, or my production, you know, or anything like that. I'm gonna have a lot more in-depth videos for automation, effects, certain things, other tools that I use, equipment and whatnot. But check it out, man. Please subscribe, add me on the gram. Social Kid is actually, I ain't even gonna mention it. I'm gonna put it right here. You can see it right here. Look, there we go. There you go. I'm gonna point all my fingers to it. So there you go. You got no reason. That's Instagram right there. Alright, and follow me on YouTube. I'm gonna put it right here for your Instagram people. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Here it is. It's literally basically the same thing. So do me a favor. Add me, follow me, subscribe. Check it out. And I'ma holler at y'all later, alright? I need something to drink, man. Boy, I'ma holler at y'all later, alright?